Katie. So today I'm going to be doing a review on the novel and the film 50 Shades of Grey. So I just recently read this book really quick before the movie came out so I could go see the film. So if you don't know what this book is about already, it is about a college graduate named Anastasia Steele who ends up meeting this billionaire tycoon guy named Christian Grey, and she thinks he has kind of like a feelings for her, I guess, but then she eventually discovers that whole like dominant submissive thing, and she doesn't really know how to feel about that, I guess. So the story is just about her and him dealing with this weird relationship, I guess. So I kind of got the feeling that he was kind of tortured, I guess. Like, I feel like there's something going on with him there. I feel like he went through something, but he's not really willing to share much with her. And I feel like she's trying to change him, I guess. And it's kind of weird because I feel like she is in love with him, I guess. And she obviously is in love with him because she wants more out of the relationship than just sex. But yeah. So overall, this book was alright, I guess. I gave it 3 stars on Goodreads, I think. It wasn't as bad as everyone was saying it was. I mean, the only thing that really got to me was the whole subconscious inner goddess thing. It was referenced way, way, way too much. I don't know. It was just, and I found it really weird because there's this one scene where she's just like, my inner goddess ran and hid behind the couch, or her subconscious hid behind the couch or something. And I'm like, okay, she like has these figurative alter selves that do things that she's too afraid to do or something. I don't really know. It was kind of like really weird. For the longest time I thought her subconscious and inner goddess were just the same thing and she's just changing it, but no. They're 2 different people. She said all 3 of us. Like, I feel like she's kind of insane because she has these other people in her head. It's just, I don't know. It was weird. And then she uses like some fancy name for the brain. I don't even know how to pronounce it. But she says, that's where my subconscious lies. And I'm just like, I feel like you don't need to have those big words. I don't know. It's just, it seemed really weird, and I just don't like that whole subconscious thing. And honestly, the book started out pretty bad. Like, some of the grammar and just altogether, it was kind of hard to get through, but then it like kind of got better, I guess. And not just because of the sex scenes or anything. It kind of like, the story kind of drew me in a little bit more because I wanted to kind of know what was going to happen with their like odd relationship. The book, she goes with an interview with Christian, and that's kind of where the relationship kind of like meets up. And then I guess he's kind of like drawn to her, but it's kind of creepy how much he's drawn to her. Like, she's at work and he just kind of appears there, like he stalks her, and it's kind of weird. And I don't know why she's like attracted to him, other than the fact that, you know, he's good looking, he's rich, whatever. But like, I don't know. It's really weird, because honestly, if some creepy dude was like talking to me, I wouldn't be like, yeah, I love you, okay? And then there's this whole part in the book where he tells her, you need to stay away from me. He drops so many hints that he's weird, but she doesn't like think anything of it. She's like, oh, he's not that weird, whatever. Like, overall, I think Anastasia is a really annoying character, but I think that's how she's supposed to be portrayed, I guess, because she's kind of just dumb. Well, I don't want to say she's dumb, but she's naive, and she's young. She doesn't really know what she's getting herself into, and she just like literally is just getting out of college. She's trying to like create a life for herself, but she kind of is getting into a wrong relationship, I guess. And anyway, like, she is just depicted, like, even once you get to like page 100, we all know what that means. Like, once you get to these more intimate scenes, you can really see that she is very juvenile. Like, he's like, let's go to my playroom, and she's like, oh, like, video games? Like, you just, she just seems so young and innocent, and even when they're, like, discussing this whole contract stuff, she doesn't mention to him that she's a virgin until, like, way later, and then he literally freaks out, and it's, I don't know, but, I mean, I don't know, I just think he's really, really creepy to be, like, stalking her and, like, meeting her at the bar, meeting her when she's visiting her mom in Florida, or, yeah, Florida? Georgia, maybe? I don't know. It's too much like Twilight. You could tell it's the Twilight fanfiction, just. And then he's, like, buying her all these things, and it's just, I don't know. I feel like he's trying to buy her into signing this contract, even though she doesn't really want to. It seems like she's into this, kind of, because she likes the whole dominant thing that he's doing for her, I guess, but the only problem she has with it is getting punished. And there's one scene, for some reason in the book, the first spanking scene just kind of, like, really creeped me out, and it didn't sit well with me just because it seemed very demeaning, and she was like, she cried, and she, like, just the way her emotions were described just was like, something's not right about this. And I know the last spanking scene is pretty brutal too, but I didn't find that as brutal and demeaning, because she kind of asked for it, so, like, it's kind of her fault, I guess. And people are talking about this book being, like, abusive and, like, just, like, glamorizing abuse and stuff, but I personally don't think that it's doing that. I mean, it's not, I don't think it's glamorizing abuse, but it's definitely not okay, I guess. Because, I mean, that's what this type of relationship, I guess, does, and I know there's people in the BDSM community that are like, no, that's not how it is. But, I don't know, I think something is really wrong with this man, and he's just she needs to figure out what's wrong with him, I guess, for some reason, because I guess she loves him, but she knows that he's never gonna love her the way she wants him to love her, I guess. And, I mean, there's all these, like, first things that he's done with her, and it's obvious that she's kind of different to him, I guess, and she's not just another one of the 15 women that he just sees and then leaves, I guess. So, like, because he takes her to dinner, she meets his family, he's willing to sleep in the same bed with her and just kind of do some romantic things with her, and it's not, but I feel like he's not willing to love her like she wants to be loved, and I don't know, and then, but yeah, back to the, sorry, this is all over the place, but back to the abuse thing, like, it's not really abusive, because if it was abusive, he would be doing it to her without her consent, and just, no matter what she said, he would do it to her. But I feel like he like, cares about what she thinks, because he keeps telling her that anytime she can leave, like, she can just be gone, he won't try to stop her or anything. And I mean, he didn't really have her sign the contract, but I think that's just because she's kind of, like, hard-headed, I guess, and she doesn't really want to sign anything until she really knows what she's getting herself into. So, yeah, but, like, there has to be something there. I feel like there's some kind of romance there, I guess, for him to not want to have her sign the contract right away. All the scenes where he does kind of, like, beat her, I guess, I mean, she's either enjoying it or she asks for it, and the ending scene where she asked to show how bad it got, it was kind of disturbing, but, like, she knew what she was getting herself into, and I'm kind of glad that she actually got out of this relationship at the end, because it was obvious that she didn't really know what she wanted, so, and he couldn't love her, and he couldn't be, like, a real boyfriend to her, and I'm kind of curious to see how the other two books turn out, just because I want to know what happens with them, I guess. I want to see if she, like, gets out of this relationship, if he, can change, I guess. I don't know. But overall, this book was alright. It definitely probably wasn't my favorite book that I've read. But it kept me interested. I really liked the emails that they were sending each other just because some of the subject lines were just hilarious. And I don't know, because Christian is kind of a complex character. He has this like dark side, but then there's parts of him that are kind of witty and funny, and he can be romantic. But like, I don't know. There's gonna be a lot of controversy on this, and I don't really know how I feel about this book, honestly, because in a way I like some parts of it, but then I hate some parts of it. But it wasn't bad. It kept me interested. I kept reading it and I finished it. So yeah, overall it was okay. I don't know if I'd recommend it. It kind of just depends what you're into, I guess. I know some people love this book and some people absolutely hate this book, but overall it was okay. So yeah, that was my review on this book. Sorry, that was kind of just all over the place, scatterbrained thoughts. I had some notes, but not much. And yeah, so that's just what I wanted to mention about this book. I hope that review was kind of okay, I guess. I haven't really done many book reviews, but yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to review the movie portion of 50 Shades of Grey. I saw it on Valentine's Day weekend. Me and my boyfriend went to go see it, just like everyone else, of course. But yeah, so the movie, I think it stuck really close to the book for the most part. They did cut a lot of sex scenes, which I think was a good decision on their part, because just if too much of that would be just 2 hours of a movie, just too much. So, but yeah, I think they depicted the story really good. I think all the actors were casted very well. Dakota Johnson played Anastasia so well. Like, that's exactly how I pictured her, because she gave off that awkward, shy demeanor very well, and I think she did a really good job at portraying her. And I also think that Jamie Dornan did a good job at portraying Christian, because he just kind of had that mysterious, creepy air to him. And, yeah, they did really well in those roles. And, I don't know, the movie was just really well done. And it wasn't like, I think I liked it more just because it didn't have that whole inner goddess subconscious thing in it. But, I definitely did like the movie better than I liked the book. There's just some shots in that movie that were just absolutely stunning. Like, all the shots when they're in the helicopter and the planes, like, they had the overview shots of the, ground beneath them, and it was gorgeously done. It was just beautiful. Like, the cinematography was really well done, and, yeah, and then I think they did the sex scenes very well. I think they only had 2 in the movie. I don't really remember, but there was the one where he's first introducing her to it, and then there's another, no, there's 3. There was that one in her bedroom, like the book as well, and then there's the one there's the one with the whole playroom introducing her to that. And, in the movie, the first spanking scene, he, like, just kind of bent her over his knee and spanked her, like, in his living room, and that wasn't as disturbing. Like, in the book, that scene disturbed me, but it didn't disturb me in the movie as much as it did in the book, just because I guess she wasn't, like, demeaned by it as much, or they didn't, like, portray it that she was, like, hurt by it, I guess. But yeah, there was a lot of funny parts in the film. I liked the whole bar scene where she's, like, drunk and calling him, and, like, it's just so stupid and juvenile, and it's kind of funny. And then, but anyway, back to the playroom scene. They did it, like, really well. It was, like, just kind of a montage of shots, and it was just really well done. It wasn't too graphic, I don't think. I mean, it was a rated R movie, so they kind of had to keep it at a certain level, but it was really well done, and the shots were just really well put together, and they depicted it in a way that wasn't too bad, and it was good. And then, the ending scene. Oh god. He can wait. Okay, so The last scene of the film was the spanking scene, and in the book that scene didn't disturb me as much as it did in the film. But in the film, you could see how much, like, Christian didn't care about what he was doing. He had, like, no feeling on his face. And just props to Jamie for, like, just getting into that character. Like, it was amazing. And, like, you could see her, like, actually physically being hurt as she's counting along with the whippings. And it was pretty brutal to watch that scene. And just that scene was just disturbing. And, like, it's just the way she, like, after it was done, she just got up, pushed him away, and it was a really good performance. And, yeah, so, overall, I think the film was worth seeing, even if you don't read the book, because it was really well done, and the actors portrayed the characters really well. So, yeah, that was just my review and my opinion on the book and the film. I know there's a lot of, like, controversy about this film, and people are kind of, like, about it, but, I mean, I just wanted to see it because I wanted to see what all the hype was about, and I don't really know where I feel about the book. I like the film, but the story is kind of, like, I mean, I don't think that the story is meant to be, I mean, I know it's being kind of, like, publicized and, like, what's the word? Being kind of, like, given out as, like, a romance, I guess, and people are kind of like, oh, it's so cute, but I don't think that's what it's meant to do. I don't think it's meant to be, like, a romance. And I think people are honestly overthinking it, because overall it's a book. It's a story. It's make-believe. It's there purely for entertainment. And I don't think people need to be overthinking it as much as they are, because yes, it's abusive, and yes, it's this and that, but overall, but I mean, it's two characters, and it's just telling a story, because, I mean, we wouldn't overthink something that's, like, not as mainstream, I guess, because there's a lot of books that go out and are published like this. It's just that this book is being, like, it's a best-selling novel, and I don't think people really know how to react to when something as controversial as this has become popular in our culture. But, yeah. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please leave some discussions down below. Be mature about it, of course, and we can have a nice, friendly discussion. Opinions are welcome, but don't be too opinionated. I will see you guys for my next video, and yeah, hopefully this is okay. I don't know how good I am at reviews, but I try. It's kind of all over the place, scatterbrained. But yes, so I didn't really have any notes. Next time I'll take notes. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!